video, but life and school
has been kicking our tails,
so,
but we're back.
Yes, with Girl Talk about relationships, how to manage them with school and everything, and when it comes to family and friends and all that.
We're also going to be coming to you guys with more of how to be yourself, how to self-love, be comfortable with the skin that you're in, because I thought that's very, very important.
Yes. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to talk about is managing your relationship with your family, because that's kind of a tough one.
Yeah, just think about it.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I feel like going off to school, or even whenever you're not going to school, you're just taking a different milestone in your life, I feel like it's very difficult to manage family, because a lot of times it's kind of like, Lord, I already know I'm going to have to hear it when I get on the phone, or sometimes you're
calling us, you don't love us anymore.
I guess you don't need me no more, huh? It's just like, you want to talk, but then family can get very sensitive, and it's really, really hard.
Yeah.
Sometimes to pick up that phone and be like, and text messages sometimes don't suffice for certain family members, so keep it kind of low.
I think that a really good idea that I've had to start doing is like making a schedule throughout the week for like who I'm gonna call. Like, okay, Monday I'm gonna call my mom, Tuesday I'm gonna call my dad, and then every other like relative, like my sister and like cousin and stuff, they just kind of fall in somewhere in between that the rest of the week. Because then if you don't, like, say if you call, like, I don't know, your cousins first or something, and they get around like, so you could call them first and not me. So just make sure.
I feel like that's a big thing though. You have to know your family.
Yes.
So if you call this person and not even 5 minutes after you get off the phone, they're gonna tell the other person.
You gotta call them first.
You have to make sure you have the order in line, because if not, it could just get hectic. Like, I've had times just calling my grandpa, hey, just checking up on you, and it hasn't even been a good 5 minutes, and my grandma's calling, fussing me out. Oh, you could call him, and I'm right here. It's just plan it out, make sure And I feel like a lot of times my issue was I don't have anything to say. Like, if I need to call, I need to be calling about something major. But I feel like you don't know how much it means just to say, hey, I'm just calling just because you're on my mind, or I just, want to talk to you. I feel like it goes a long way. So definitely make sure you try to keep in touch.
And don't be just calling for money, because then that's when they start getting real extra. Like, you don't ever call unless you need something.
What you want?
What do you need now? What is it? So you just kind of need to go ahead and knock that out before they can even start
saying anything. Like, just make sure it's a habit, so that every time you call, it's like, okay, she wants something. So it's just like, okay, no, she might be calling just to check, just trying to get into that routine.
Don't let the jokers get you. You gotta get them first before they get you to get them.
Okay. And then also too, make sure anything happens, even if it's small, because I've had things that happen that's like even getting an A on the test, something like that, and they don't know, and they find out, oh, you can't tell me nothing. So make sure even if it's small, you're keeping them posted on what's going on, because.
Or if you tell one of them about your good grade and then you don't tell the other, and she's like, so why didn't you tell me about your accomplishments? Why didn't you tell me you were doing good in school? So just make sure all around you just hit everybody.
Even if it's like you got to plan out a good 2 hours just because you calling everybody back to back to back, just make sure you knock it out so it can't be like, oh, so you heard from them today? Well, they can't call me. Just keep it on the level playing field. Keep everybody on the same level.
That real rough stuff.
Yeah.
All right, and we're moving on to our next topic, which is relationships with your friends, keeping in touch and whatnot. So I feel like the relationships here that you have like on campus with the friends that you met when you got here are like so much easier to maintain and manage, but sometimes it can get hard. Like, okay, for instance, if you don't talk to one of your friends, then they'll be like, well, dang, like what happened here? And it's like, okay, so who should I do something with now? It's like, okay, we're supposed to be doing lunch over here, but should I invite this person? So sometimes that can be kind of extra, but it's real extra, especially with friends from home, because it's kind of like you guys don't really talk as much, so you don't want your friends to think that you're not like, messing with them anymore, or like you ain't stunting them or anything like that, because I just feel like
I think it's a difference.
Yeah.
It's a difference from like, I feel like on campus friends is a lot different because we see each other every day.
Yeah.
So even if it's something as simple as me busting in her room and like doing something silly on social media. And I feel like when you have friends that are very sensitive as mine, it can be very territorial, it can get real funny. So you just have to make sure that even if it's like, okay, I'm not seeing you every day, I'm not seeing you on a daily basis, but I'm still gonna call and try to check up on you at least once a week, or even like just if it's a random FaceTime, we talk for a couple hours, like just making sure that you keep, you know, the conversation going, make sure, you know, you guys are still keeping in touch and stuff like that. And when you go home, try to make time, just as, even if you're just sitting around the house. I know a lot of times I did it, like my best friend home, like even if it's just going over there just to sit down, that time, it means a lot.
And even so, like, okay, even if you don't like talk or whatever, don't get fluky just because you guys haven't talked, because most of the time it's just like, even though we don't talk every day, especially when you're really close with someone, like you guys can pick right back up where you left off as if you've been talking every day. So don't think just because you don't talk every day that they're not still your best friends, because they are. Like, you just have to maintain that relationship and just know that even if you're not talking on a day-to-day basis, y'all are still just as much best friends as you were before you left.
And I feel like it's a sign of maturity too, because I feel like you don't have, like, to be close friend, like me talking to you every day, seeing you every day does not qualify you as like a best friend. There are people who I have class with every day and I talk to and laugh with every day, but I don't like them. So it does not mean, it's not significant. So it's just
they're associates. There's associates,
and
they're friends, and then they're best friends, and then there's that sister type that you really can't really get rid of. Hey.
So it's all about how, you know, you work it. I feel like if you're really good friends, then you know that it's nothing else to really say. It's just one of them things you just kind of know, if you need me, I'm always here, not going anywhere, whatever it is. So you just, you know, don't get real fluky. Don't get on that flim type stuff.
Your real friends will always be there forever and ever, even if you don't talk for a good minute. So,
like that joint at your hip or something. Like, I can't get rid of anything if I wanted to.
No.
Okay, so this segment is about managing relationships with a significant other. It's rough. It takes a lot of work, I feel like, and I feel like everybody's fairly young in a sense. So I feel like that makes it harder, because I feel like there's certain things, like you're still growing, you're still evolving, you're not really who you are, don't really know if the person is who they really are. So I feel like it's rough just growing with somebody, period. But plus, if you're in a situation where it's long distance, or if you're in school and they're trying to, you know, get together, whatever they have to get together, it makes it extremely rough. And I just feel like, what's the rush? Because I feel like nowadays, I feel like nowadays people, it's just like rush, boom, 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 marriage, baby, da, da, da. And it's like, slow down. We haven't even hit mid-20s yet. It's okay. It's, you know, it's fine. I feel like it's fine to not be with somebody, but if you are, I feel like don't ever feel pressured, or don't ever feel rushed, you know. I feel like it's just the little things, as far as like, oh, just hanging out, just doing this, just doing that. Like, that's fun. I feel like it doesn't have to be like, don't serious. Oh, we about to walk down the aisle. Like, no, just calm it down. Just take it slow. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy time with each other, you know.
Well, on the other side of that, when you have someone that kind of wants to, you know, really, you know, not get settled, but are really serious and like committed or whatever, and you are just trying to make sure that they're happy and stuff, you just have to make sure that you maintain like the relationship with them, to make time with them. But on the other hand, like, you can't like totally absorb yourself into them and not focus on anything else, because then that's when people start like slipping up in school and stuff and all this other stuff. So you have to just make sure that you have a really good balance between them, your work, school, friends, all of that, so that you don't just get like wrapped up into one and everything else kind of like falls to the wayside. And just make sure that there's like honesty, and just be honest like with the person, and also honest with yourself. Like, if you feel like, okay, this is not really what you expected, or maybe, you know, they're not the person that you thought that they were, then just be honest. Like, don't waste your time, don't waste their time. Just make sure that you're being true to yourself and you know that what you want for where you are right now in your life.
Right.
And so at that point, you just need to evaluate if this is the person that you need to be with, want to be with, etc. So,
and I feel like it's really good to be honest whenever you first meet somebody or start talking to somebody, because I feel like a lot of times the most important things like that, like what you're really looking for, where you really are right now, you really have to match that with them in the beginning before the deep feelings get involved. Because I feel like there's so many people, you know, who is kind of like, okay, don't really say anything or whatever, and it's just like halfway through all these emotions and feelings are involved, and it's kind of like, this ain't really what I want. And then you have to go through the, well, I don't want to hurt that person.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's just really important to let that person know where you are right now, what you're wanting out of whatever it is, and make sure that you're clear on what it is that they want. So that it's kind of like you have that beginning, if it ain't gonna work, okay, cool, we can just be friends. And then again, that's why I mean, like, by being so serious, it's kind of like, don't take yourself too serious. Because it's kind of like, okay, you in all this hard deep relationships, like you can't manage what's going on, because I feel like, again, we're young, so it's a lot of things that are going on within ourselves, within our family, friends. So it's like, just to make sure that it's just kind of like, just take it slow, take it step by step, don't rush into something major, like just say it's okay, it's all right.
Yeah, just make sure that they're aware of what your intentions are, so they can't get twisted up into whatever, or be like, well, I thought you da-da-da-da-da. It's like, no, honey, I told you day one what this was about to be, and you decided to stick around. So the fact that I'm about to dip out, you know, you can't be mad. So now we're going to move on to our final topic, which is being yourself, being comfortable in your own skin, knowing who you are, and just kind of focusing on you and who you want to be. I feel like a lot of times when you get to college, and even when we're about to leave, we're about to be seniors, and people expect for you to always have everything together, to know where you're going, to know who you are as a person, who you want to be in the future. And it's just like, in reality, you have no idea. Like, this is the most confused. So, like, this is the most the most unsure I've been about everything in my life ever.
And I feel like she said, like a lot of people, it's kind of like high school, college, and nobody really ever explained. When people explain college to me, it was just the fun times that they had. Oh, it's gonna be the best. Like, oh, you never want to leave. And it was kind of like, okay, but nobody ever really told me that, all right, you're about to hit this point in your life where school is going to be extremely stressful. What you thought you wanted is not what you wanted. You're not going to be the same with who you are. You're going to change. You're definitely not going to be the same person that you walked in as. Who's to say that, okay, well, what I have my heart set on, that's not going to work out. Okay, so what am I going to do now? Okay, well, when I get a job, you know what I'm saying? Am I even going to get a job? It's so many things hitting you at once. And it's kind of like nobody really says that. But I feel like you most definitely have to take the time to just self-love. And I feel like keep the faith. And I feel like it's okay. Don't ever feel bad for not knowing. Because, I mean, when you really think about it,
we are really young.
If we were 50 and I was like, I don't know, then it'd be like, okay. But I feel like you're young. I mean, you're supposed to not know. This is the time where you're supposed to just be figuring everything out. You're not supposed to know, okay, I'm going to do this, and this. Everything's going to go perfect. I feel like just know that it's okay to be like, I don't really know what I'm going to do. I'm not really sure. It's okay to not be sure. But just don't give up, you know, just keep, you know, so like I said, self-loving yourself, and don't ever feel bad for being who you are, because that's what makes you you.
And you also have to come to terms with things are not always going to go the way that you want them to go. Like, even if you feel like you planned out everything down to the T about what your plans are going to be, how you're going to go about it, you have to know that things are just not always going to align the way that you want them to. You just have to know that you're going to get there eventually, but it might not be when you want it, how you want to get there. And you have to, like, come to terms with that, because if you just keep dwelling on, well, this is where I wanted to be, this is what I wanted to do right here and right now, you're going to drive yourself crazy. You just need to focus on the here and the now, and how you're gonna take whatever has happened, what you didn't expect, and how you're just gonna run with it and still reach your goal, because you know things happen.
It do, and I feel like a lot of times we're harder on ourselves than other people are. And I feel like, you know, I feel like another thing too, you can't look at what everybody else is at or what stuff everybody else is, because I feel like whenever you start comparing yourself, like you're already hard on yourself. When you start comparing, okay, well they're there, I was supposed to be there plus more, then it just makes it worse. You have to just stop. Okay, it didn't happen, it ain't gonna work, you know, but okay, I can't do that, I can't dwell on it, I can't cry, I can't get depressed about it. It's like, okay, cry for the night, wake up, it's a new day, now what am I gonna do? You have to, like Brie said, you have to live for the now. You can't just dwell and dwell and dwell and cry and stuff every day, and it's like, well, I was supposed to, well, you're not.
Yeah.
This is where you are, so figure out what you're gonna do for now.
And you also have to think about, like, okay, even if you do look at, you know, other people and how they're doing things, because, you know, everyone does it. Everyone's going to compare, especially when you're on the same track for something. It's just like, well, they're doing this. Like, you have to realize that everyone always has a different journey of how they're doing. Like, even though it may seem like other people are breezing through whatever, you may be really, like, struggling to just do what you need to do to get by, and it seems like, well, dang, everyone else is just kind of flowing through. Like, you don't know their story, you don't know how much they could be struggling as well. So, you know, things aren't always as they seem, and so I just say, hey, do what you need to do. Just be focused on yourself, and that's just gonna be it.
And I feel like you never know, like maybe you're taking this path or this journey for a reason. You never know who this is gonna help, or you never know who's watching. You never know, like, okay, you pushing through what you feel like you should just give up on. Somebody else could be looking at you and like, okay, well, if they did it, this is going to motivate me to do this. So you always have to think like, okay, God, this is not where I want to be. This is not the journey that I thought I should be on. But it's like, you never know who is going to help in the long term. Or you never know what lessons you're going to learn, the people that you're going to meet by taking this different path. So just always have faith in what's going on. Always just reassure yourself with, okay, it's happening for a reason. Everything has a purpose. You know, it's going to align eventually. Just keep reassuring yourself and know that it's happening for a reason. So just be positive and love yourself.
Love yourself. Woo! Yes.
Because if you don't love you, then nobody else is going to. Like, I feel like self-love is so important. And a lot of times, it's kind of looked down upon for you to treat yourself. Like, I feel like people always, you know, it's looked down upon to be like, okay, well, I'm not doing this for everybody else. Like, oh, you doing something for yourself? Or you trying to love yourself? Like, don't ever feel bad about that. Self-love, do whatever makes you happy, even if it's just small. Just continue to reaffirm yourself, like, okay, I'm beautiful, I'm confident, I'm intelligent. Just constantly do those things so that, you know, you have that love for yourself. And it's nothing like having love for yourself, genuinely loving and being confident in who you are. Because I feel like that is a light for everybody else around you.
And other people can tell, like, when you know, have that confidence and you exude that, you know what, I might not be perfect, but I love myself and who I am and, you know, what I am. So the fact that if you can gain self-love, other people are going to see it too, because other people also see if you're just kind of like, you know, insecure and all these other things. And I mean, everyone's always going to have insecurities, but you have to learn that I love my insecurities. I love, you know, my imperfections, and you just roll with it. So, all right, guys. Well, we hope that this really helped you in, you know, your relationships and really kind of becoming who you are, and hoping that our tips kind of guide you in the right direction.
So most definitely like, comment what different topics you think we should talk about next. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.